Hey there, this is my CanAm Commander side by side. If you drive one of these long enough, and whether you mean to or not, you're going to do some damage. I've got a hole in the floor. We're going to fix it today. Follow along. You can see I've already got the seat removed. And fortunately, I have the piece that's out of the floor. I was driving over some obstacles, and one of those happened to be a fairly large stump. So part of that piece of wood came right up through the floor right by my feet. So we've got a pretty good hole here and a piece to work with. So seat's already been removed. I'll be taking out the rest of these pieces of trim here that are all held on with these little push-in retainers. And yeah, we're going to get at it. They all have overlapping joints. So we're just going to have to start from the top and start working our way down to the floor pan. I'm hoping this whole floor pan is going to come right out and we'll be able to work on it right on the bench. There are some specialty upholstery tools that you can use to get these retainers out, but an old flathead screwdriver will do the job. Piece number one. It can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to get these retainers out, but with your flathead screwdriver, you can see these are just a small little plastic sleeve and stud. Basically, there's a little stud that kind of pushes down into the collar, and once that goes through the other side of the hole, it expands and just kind of holds all the little plastic together. It works very, very good. But they're a bit of a pain to get them started to come apart. But once they do, they're great. If you're going to attempt to do some of these repairs yourself, please give yourself lots of time. There's no rush to do this. It can get a little tedious. Trying to bend in and around some of these spots, it's going to get a little tight. You're going to bust your knuckles and all that kind of thing. So just take your time. So the trickiest thing at this point that I can see is that a lot of these joints are overlapping. And if you don't catch all the retainers right away, there are some overlapping joints here. So you're going to have to take off. Looks to be some of the other trim that's here that all have common mounting points. So keep looking. All right. I still got my net on here. I should actually take that off because this is kind of in the way too. Now this would be the same method that you're going to use if you're going to change the belt. This is the main clutch and belt cover. It's exposed right here. And once all that's off, it's really easy to change your belt. You can actually do this right on the trail. So in addition to the push-in retainers, you're going to need a hex driver. There are some hex bolts that hold portions of this floor in. All right, so here's what I mean by taking your time and not causing you any delays. I was telling you about some hex bolts. All right, well, some of those come through from the passenger compartment right up in here into the wheel well. And you're going to need a little hex driver, but you're also going to need a 10mm wrench to hold on to the nuts. So, and you got to go nice and easy because chances are They're going to be rusty. And you got to be able to get that stuff out. I'm not a real fan of using this stuff, but you're going to have to use sometimes a penetrating fluid to break up some of the rust. I hate using it because it gets everything so bloody slimy. But necessary. Yeah, so I had to go. I had to go another route. There were so many. There's so many of these rusted bolts and that kind of stuff. As I just know they weren't going to come out. So, and the floor itself is not going to go flat without without some frame repair, because I didn't know at the time that the frame is actually damaged. So that part of the frame right there has been pushed ahead and up, and it's not allowing the floor to sit flat. So without the proper tools and that kind of stuff, like a slide hammer to get out, to get on the other side of that and pull it that way, I made the hole bigger, and then I'll just patch that up with what I was going to do anyway. I've got a 2-part epoxy that I was going to use to put in that small piece, but I'm just going to make a bigger piece. Anyway, this will look great when I'm done, promise. And this is kind of the thing about do-it-yourself repairs, isn't it? You are just trying to save a little bit of money. So you're going to try to attempt to do these things yourself. So it's not always perfect, but it'll get the job done, right? Right. All right, so what I've been beating and smashing on is this bracket right here. With the force of that debris, that it forced basically the thing this way and up. And that's what cracked the big hole in the floor. You still see some of the regular cracks there, which I'm going to be able to repair anyway. But there was no way I was going to try to get that straightened out from underneath. It was going to be near impossible without, some specialty tools and that kind of thing. So that bracket now has been hammered out. It's out of the way, and it's kind of back down in its regular position. It does add a little layer of protection there, and it is squared off now at the bottom. It's the same way it is underneath. So we're just going to keep going. I'll clean this area up. I'll clean up these mating surfaces now, and get ready to put this thing, little puzzle, back together. So you can use any type of automotive structural adhesive or anything. I just happen to be using this particular brand. I don't really have any favorites or any preference, as long as this stuff is basically an extra strength and a real quick set time, and it is rated for plastic structural adhesive for automotive use. So this will do the trick. So I'm just going to clean up these surfaces and get them prepped. And again, let's put this little puzzle back together. And it's not going to be perfect. I mean, you look really, really hard, you're always going to find a seam. But for the most part, once you get that in there good and tight, it'll look just fine. And I'll put a little finish layer over top of that as well. uniform color is really all you're looking for. And you know that everything is mixed up. You don't see one color or the other. And I'll be putting it on both pieces. Like I said, I've only got about 15 minutes to work with this until it starts to set, but it's full cure in about 30 minutes. So just work in small sections. You can almost feel that just automatically almost lock right up. So I'm going to give that a little bit of time. And I'm going to sand all these hard edges off too. So it won't look so ugly. And the first mud hole that I'm going to go through, it's going to hide all this anyway. I hope. All right, so there's one piece. Pretty solid, actually. This stuff is really good. It's a great alternative to throwing stuff out or having to replace anything. Automotive structural adhesive is a great opportunity to save parts. Now that the surfaces are cleaned up, I'll get that fit in there like that. And now that that's actually quite solid, so you can work with it a little bit. You can put a little bit of pressure on to get it to fit in to where it should be. So, not bad. These are some of the other cracks I'm just filling up now. It's unfortunate that I had to do this, but sometimes it's just the way it goes. certainly a good idea to have all these new retainers on site. Because really, once you use them, they're really not much good. Once they've stretched, I'm sure you could maybe get 1 or 2 uses out of them, but there's so many of these components made out of these. Pretty, just a bag full of these, just to have as spares, is pretty handy to have. More at the bottom of the seat. Back. Got to give her a little shine. That seatbelt gives me trouble every time. So, right now, like I said, you can see the repair, but I can tell you that it is very, very solid. And when I finish all that off tomorrow, I'm going to sand all that shiny stuff down. And probably just give that a little shine and some polish, and hopefully you won't even notice it. So there you go. Lesson learned. Stay out of the trees. And you won't have any holes in the floor. Well, there you go. Floor repair is all done. Very, very solid. I guess my next step is going to be a new skid plate front of there, so I don't have to go through this again. Total repair time on this, maybe 3 to 4 hours, and very minimal price investment. You know, the new retainers were only a couple of bucks, and that two-part epoxy might have been only 20 bucks or something like that. It's, you know, it's far better than you know, a $400 or $500 floor. I know originally I wanted to take the entire assembly out and do the repair right on the bench, but yeah, it's fine. You know, it would have cost a lot more in frustration trying to get all those rusted retainers and metal parts and pieces out of there, and it's just not worth the aggravation. So it's still solid. That's the one thing I was really concerned about. So this video is part of the Atlantic Cabin Journal page. So by all means, go through those videos of all the work that we've done in the cabin, and some of the videos I've done out in the woods with hunting and that sort of thing. And yeah, so like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you right back here at the Atlantic Cabin Journal. Thanks for watching.